It's been a while since I did a review. Well, not that long ago. I mean, the last time I did a review was back in January 3rd, 2nd. The review on that Coogan's Bluff movie with Clint Eastwood. Well, I didn't like that movie. I mean, you gotta have some bad movies in your career, right? But anyways, we're reviewing an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie called True Lies. It's a 30th anniversary of this movie. And a lot of people are like a big fan of this movie. A lot of people love it. A lot of people think it's hilarious. Everyone think it's great, you know. And I had no problem with that at all. But to me, in my opinion, it's all right. I watched it again. It's like the first time I watched this movie. I don't really get the hype of this movie. I don't get it. I guess it's just me. I'm a fan of his other movies like Predator, Red Heat, the Terminator films. And the Terminator films are also directed by James Cameron, which he also did this film, True Lies. And people say that this is his last, rodeo. His last, great film. Because right after this movie, I think like 3 years later, Titanic came out, and a lot of people thought that shit sucked. Well, not everybody, because a lot of people think it's great, and a lot of people think it sucks. It's like 50-50. And after that, he made this Blue People movie called Avatar, and that shit fucking sucks, but a lot of people love that too. And that movie is like 50-50. Because there's people that actually really love the Avatar movies, and there are people that fucking hates the Avatar movies. So it's like 50-50 with both of those movies, Titanic and Avatar. And after those films, after he made those films, he became like an overrated director. Because I'm not really that big on him anyways. I mean, yeah, he made 2 good Terminator films. Then, yeah, he made Aliens, and I watched Aliens, and I have no interest in watching that. Because I don't fuck with aliens. I never did, never have, never will. I'm more of a Predator guy. Also Arnie. Yeah, I'm more of a Predator guy. I'm not really into Alien. I don't fuck with that character. Yeah. James Cameron, like that guy turned into a fucking lunatic. Blue People movies, like he's never gonna stop making those shits. He's like obsessed with making Avatar movies of Blue People. He's like obsessed with it for some reason. He probably jacks off to it in his own theater or something, his own movie theater. That's how fucking weird that guy is now. I'm surprised he don't pay himself blue and put himself in the movie as one of the background characters or something. That's how fucking crazy he is. Anyways, let's go back to 1994 review True Lies. Starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jamie Lee Curtis, Tom Arnold, and I mean, there's that other broad who plays. Well, she was a teenager at the time in this movie. I think it's Eliza Dushku. That's how you pronounce her name, Dushku. She's in there. She plays Arnie's teenager daughter. Jamie Lee Curtis plays his wife. Tom Arnold works with Arnold. He's his right hand guy. He assists him. He's in the van. He's talking to him where to go, what to do. Because Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, he's supposed to be a spy. He's undercover, trying to figure out what's going on with the terrorists and this and that. And in like the beginning of the movie, he got his tuxedo on. He's got his bow tie, and he's undercover. And Tia Carrere's in here. She's a bad guy. And she was pretty big in the 90s. She was like a big star in the 90s. Then all of a sudden she like faded away after the 90s. Wayne's World, fucking the other movie with Dolph Lundgren. She did some other fucking bullshit. She did a lot of fucking movies. She did a lot of iconic movies. After that, she just disappeared. You never see her ever again. But other actors like Arnold and Jamie Lee Curtis, Tom Arnold, those guys, they still do movies to this day. But I don't know, maybe Tom Arnold, I don't know. Tom Arnold, I think he still does movies, I think. I'm not so sure if he does. I think he still does. I think Tom Arnold still does movies. But yeah, but Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jamie Lee Curtis, they still do movies, definitely. They definitely still do movies. Has anyone ever thought that Tom Arnold looks like Phil Hartman? Because I always thought that to myself. I'm like, they look like they would be like brothers or some shit like that, I always thought that to myself about those two. And I don't know if they actually did like a movie with each other or a show together. I don't know. But because those two are pretty identical, I'm like, how did they not do a movie together, like, playing as brothers or some shit, Because, Arnold Schwarzenegger worked with also with Phil Hartman in Jingle All the Way, which that's a pretty good fucking movie. It was hilarious. Turbo Man action figure, Arnie and Sinbad trying to get the doll for their kid. The show was fucking hilarious. So I was like, thinking to myself, he look, Tom Arnold and Phil Hartman look like they're brothers, like shit. Just like with Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson, they look like brothers too. But it's a shame what happened to Phil Hartman. It's a goddamn shame. He would have been still alive if it wasn't for that fucking psycho bitch killing him, He's still been here, just making funny ass jokes and shit. It's just a shame. Well, anyways, let's go back to True Lies. Yeah, fucking Tom Arnold, like I said, he works in the van. He tells Arnie what to do. He got him, talking in his ear what to do as the spy. Tia Carrere, she plays a bad guy. And fucking Arnie's there, and he gets what he needs. And he gets out of there. He starts shooting these guys on these fucking ski boards and shit. And I like this part. I like this part of the movie. He's like shooting these bad guys in the snow. I like that part. I didn't mind that scene, And later on, what else happens? He chases after this terrorist guy. He's on this horse or something like that. Oh, even before that, he was in the bathroom, and I like this bathroom fight scene. This scene was pretty fucking cool. He's like shooting these guys in there, killing that motherfucker. Then that crazy guy comes in the AK-47 and starts shooting him too. Starts shooting his ass. Then they had this chase scene. He's on his fucking horse, and this dude's on a fucking motorcycle, and they're chasing each other throughout the whole fucking through the streets, and then they went to the elevator, and the dude just drove right off the fucking building into the pool on top of the building, and he gets away because the horse wouldn't jump far. Because you think a horse is gonna jump really far, Arnie? You're like, really? You think a horse is gonna jump way over there? Like, you know how unrealistic that would have been? His fucking Arnie and the horse actually jumped really far away into that fucking pool on the roof. That'd be one of the goofiest shit ever. I would turn the movie off if that happened. I'm like, get the fuck out of this shit, James Cameron. You're losing your fucking marbles. Even before you made Avatar, you lose your goddamn marbles. That's what I would have said. I'm like, what the fuck? Then all of a sudden, I guess later on, like, Arnie shows up to his wife's fucking job, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, and he finds out that she's like seeing another man or something like that, and he's pretty heartbroken about it, and he tells Tom Arnold about it. And Tom Arnold pissed off Arnie, and Arnie's like, "Do it now! Put the what do you call it? Set up the voicemail so I can hear what they're talking about. Do it now! I want to hear what they're talking about." So he tells him to do that, and I don't know. I didn't really care about these scenes. I didn't really care about the whole thing with Bill Paxton as Simon trying to bang Jamie Lee Curtis or something like that. I didn't really give a shit about those scenes. I didn't really care about that. I care more about Arnie going after the terrorists and shit. I didn't really care about the whole him and his wife situation thing. I didn't really care about that. That's why I'm not really that crazy about this movie, because I didn't really care about that whole situation between him and his wife. I didn't care. I care more about him going after that crazy ass terrorist. I don't give a shit about that. I care about him going after those fucking crazy whack jobs. So I guess later on, fucking Arnie meets up with fucking Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton trying to like sell him a car or something like that. And Arnie like imagines in his head that he's gonna like kill Bill Paxton with one punch or something like that in the car. Like I said, I didn't really care about this whole thing about his wife cheating on him or something like that. I don't give a fuck about that. And then all of a sudden, when Jamie Lee Curtis and Bill Paxton were like making out, fucking Artie and his goons break into the fucking the house, the SWAT them, and they take those two with them, and break into the fucking interrogation room, and Jamie Lee Curtis in the room by herself, and Artie's like, say this, say that. Are you messing with another guy? Are you doing this, doing that? And she'll get mad. She started hitting in the fucking window with the chair. And fucking Tom Arnold's like, "Did you have sex with him?" or some stupid goofy shit. Then they threw fucking Bill Paxton out of the fucking van in his underwear, and fucking Tom Holland told him to fuck off, and they drive off. Then fucking Arnie forces his wife to do some sexual dance or something. Then also the terrorist breaks in and kidnap him and his wife. Then Tia Carrere's there. She started being a crazy psycho bitch. That's what he calls her, I think. Then all this other shit happens. Fucking Arnie uses a flamethrower and sort of flamethrower all these bad guys. But I thought that was pretty cool. Shooting guns, killing them, and then now it's start getting good again. And all that shit happens, and they're on the fucking highway, and fucking Arnie's, I think he's on a helicopter trying to save his wife on the car. She's beating up Tia Carrere, and fucking he saves her, saves Jamie Lee Curtis, and then all of a sudden his teenage daughter got kidnapped, and now he's gotta go save her. He gets in his fucking this airplane jet Air Force thing. He gets in that shit. He flies off. He's trying to figure out how to use it first, and he keeps crashing into shit. So he finally flies off and go find where these terrorists are at that kidnap his daughter out of the fucking blue. So his daughter's kidnapped, and they wanted the news team to come up. The terrorists wanted the news team to come up, and they come up. They started fucking say you're gonna do this shit, that shit, and then Arnie shows up with the fucking big ass machine gunner on the fucking the Air Force fucking plane. He starts shooting the fucking all the bad guys. Like, and then fucking all this, I don't know, a lot of goofy shit was going on here too with this part too. The fucking the bad guy keeps like he gets stuck on the Air Force plane, and then Arnie shoots off the rocket he's stuck onto. He's like, "You're fired," and the thing blows up and he dies. So he kills the terrorist guy. And that was basically the end. And well, not really the end. Now Arnie and his wife are undercover as spies or something like that, and they're doing their mission. And fucking Tom Arnold's like, you know, Arnie, I'm getting tired of being in this van all day. I've been doing this for 15 years. The movie cuts off. The movie ends. That was it. Like I said, I thought this movie was alright at best. I don't see the hype in True Lies like everyone else do. I mean, yeah, there is times that this movie made me laugh. There's other times I enjoy the action. But this movie did feel kind of like, you know, dragged. And there's times the jokes can be a little exaggerated. I'm not saying it's over exaggerated, but there's times it can be exaggerated with the jokes that James Cameron put in this movie. And like other parts where, especially the part where the Arnie in the Air Force plane, and the whole thing with the bad guy, it's just all this stuff is a little too goofy for me. With the way they set up the jokes and stuff like that. Like I said, I did like some jokes in this movie, but not all the jokes here. But I like more of the action than the comedy. I don't know. There's a lot of unnecessary things about this movie, especially the whole part of about his wife seeing another man or something like that. I didn't really give a fuck about that. Did I find something funny about that? I guess, you know. Like I said, I'm more of a fan of Arnie's other movies like Predator, Red Heat, that other film that he was in. What was that other fucking movie he was in? Kindergarten Cop, Jingle All the Way, Twins. What was the other fucking one? There's another one too. There's another one he did in the 80s. I forgot what it was called. Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer. I like those films. I'm trying to remember that other one I like too. I can't. It's not Total Recall. I didn't like Total Recall that much either. I thought Total Recall was okay. It was called Raw Deal. That was what it was called. I thought that one was pretty good too. But like I said, yeah, like fucking movies like what did I just say? Total Recall and True Lies. I just couldn't get into those movies, you know. I just never found them to be interesting or good. I thought they were like alright at the best. I just never could get into them. People love those movies. Me, I couldn't get into them. It's just not for me. I mean, I like The Last Stand. I like Running Man, but those films, no. I can't like every Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, you know. I can't like every single film of his. There's times I'm not gonna not like any of it. Like especially like Collateral Damage. I thought that shit sucked. I thought it was pretty fucking boring. And like I was like, well, like 30 minutes into the movie, I started falling asleep. I was like, this shit fucking sucks. This is putting me to sleep, and I just turned it right off. I think this was like his last movie until he became like a governor of California. Then he came back and made all those shitty Terminator movies. Like, the only movie he came back and actually made good was The Last Stand. That's it. After The Last Stand, everything else sucked balls. All he did was make shitty Terminator movies and that one garbage movie he did with Stallone. Well, I should call it garbage because I never watched it, so I can't really say anything about it until I actually watch it and give my honest opinion on it, so I can't really say anything about it. If people ask me about Commando, I need to rewatch Commando again because in the past I didn't like Commando because, like, I don't know, there's a lot of things I didn't really like about Commando before. But I might change my mind now, so we'll see in the future when I review Commando. But right now, True Lies, it's alright movie. I've seen better Arnie movies that are better than this. And this could have been a lot better if they didn't really have the whole his wife cheating, he's going to spy on her or something like that. I didn't really fuck with that scene. I didn't really find it interesting to me. I don't know why people are crying about the whole 4K Blu-ray thing of True Lies. I don't know why everyone's so crying about it for. It's just a 4K. Grow the fuck up. If you don't like it, just don't buy it. Just keep the DVD. It's not a big deal. I don't know why people go so crazy about that. It's not really that special anyways.